Hello, my name is Rachon. I'm a section leader of Brewing Microbiology Research team here at Camden BRI, and today I'd like to talk to you about some unique service that we offer is challenge testing of canned beverages. Challenge testing has been used for a few decades to establish how microbiologically stable products are, and is the best way of assessing correct shelf life of the products. And challenge testing normally starts with a risk assessment where we look into the product characteristics and finding out which microorganisms can spoil a particular product. And it's performed by inoculating those microorganisms into the product and see if those microorganisms can grow, survive, but also how fast this is happening. So we would measure rate of those changes. And this would allows us to determine correct shelf life of the product. I don't want to talk too much about challenge testing because, as I mentioned, this topic was explored for many years, but I just want to highlight few very important things that we must consider when doing this. So when we doing challenge testing, we must make sure that we're not changing product characteristic of the product when we do inoculation. So we don't want to change pH of the product. We don't want to introduce more nutrients to the product during inoculation. We don't want to change gas concentration of the product, which is very important, not only for carbonated beverages, but also for modified atmospheric packaging product. When we change those characteristics, we may produce false results. So we have to make sure that this is not going to happen. And over the years, scientists developed lots of different techniques for how to inoculate the product. So, for example, when we inoculating dry materials like spices or herbs, we may prepare inoculum in form of the powder. When we want to inoculate oily substances like butters or margarines, we would attach microorganisms to the glass beads and we push those beads into the product, or we could suspend microorganisms in the glycerol or in other oil and use this to inoculation. But for inoculating cans, for inoculating products that are carbonated, it was quite difficult to do it. So over number of months I tried to tackle this, and I figured out that I found a way of doing this, and we use specific rivets that allows us to inoculate cans without changing gas composition of the product. I cannot talk much details about exactly what we're doing because although this is not patented, but is our kind of secret, but we can explain this in some details when we're doing a particular challenge test. Few good examples of what we can use it. This technique is when we explored effectiveness of preservatives, for example, especially with non-alcoholic beers. We did lots of work in the past with survival of pathogens in non-alcoholic beers, and we find out that carbonation is very important. So in the past, people were doing challenge testing by opening can or opening the bottle, dispensing those content into the different containers, and we know what could happen when we open the beer. As soon as we open, we're losing carbonation, and oxygen gets into the product. And our research, which was published last year, shown that carbonation is affecting pathogens in non-alcoholic beers a lot. So if you would do challenge testing with pathogens in non-alcoholic beer, in decarbonated beer, you would see that those pathogens can grow. But if you do the same in fully carbonated beer in the closed bottles, this is what we're doing with the canned beverages. challenge testing, you would see that those microorganisms will die quickly. Also, another good example is when we exploring strict spoilage microorganisms that are the beer spoilage microorganisms such as Pectinatus and Megasphaera. Those microorganisms are strict anaerobic microorganisms, and any kind of content of oxygen may affect their growth. So if you would do challenge testing in the containers other than the final packaging where the composition of gas is affected, you may not be able to produce good results. If you want to know more about this, please get in touch with me directly or with our customer service support team. I will be happy to provide you with more information. Thank you very much.